Paul, did we need name tags to make identities respected?
Oh, where's it going to end, Arlene?
I don't know.
Where is it all going to end? I mean, look, I'm a great believer that people should be free to live their lives within the law in the way that they want. And, you know, of course, you want to defend people against any sort of persecution or oppression. But the question that I would raise over this kind of nonsensical debate about pronouns is how much can mainstream society be expected to abandon everything it has ever known and learned in the way of science and biological reality and language and custom, just to indulge the whims of what is a very, very tiny number of people. And the truth is that this kind of gender theory is still very much a hotly disputed theory. And what I find staggering is that so many of our big companies, our public services, our institutions have embraced it almost as if it's some kind of conventional wisdom and peddle it publicly, almost as if everybody is on board with it. And the truth is that not everybody is on board with it, particularly women who see the kind of advance of this genderism and know that it's going to impact in terms of their own safety and security, in terms of their own private single-sex spaces and so on. So the likes of Halifax and HSBC now, who have come out in support of Halifax, I think need to understand that they're really out of kilter with mainstream society on this sort of thing.
And, you know, we were talking about this before we came on air, but HSBC is a global company. They're right across the world. And they will be in places where even homosexuality is not accepted. I'm thinking of places like the Middle East, for example. Yet they preach to us here in the UK, but they wouldn't dare do that in the Middle East. They wouldn't dare do it.
Their principles are selective, in which case they're not principles at all, are they? Because if they abandon their principles when they think their profits might be hit, then they're really not principles to begin with. And actually, you know, you see a lot of companies who will quite happily put the Pride logo on social media, you know, above their own logo. But when it comes to their Middle East branches, they don't do that because they know that actually that might not go down too well. So what you have is companies preaching to us when they think, you know, it's fine, it's not going to hit their profits. But if they think it's going to hit their profits, all of a sudden those principles are abandoned, and I don't find that particularly something that should be respected.
And it was good to see Kemi Badenoch, the Equalities Minister, today writing, I think, in the Telegraph again, around the fact that all government buildings are going to have single-sex spaces in toilets. I think that's a good move, isn't it?
I think it's absolutely a good move. And, you know, speaking as a husband and a father, as much as I want to defend people's right to live their lives within the law in the way that they please, and I do, if you say to me that somebody who was born a biological man is going to go into a changing room or to a toilet facility where my 12-year-old daughter is present, then I can assure you I'll be raising a pretty serious fuss about that. And I'd say I think most people in my position would. So, yeah, I think she is right to make that point.
I think Kemi has been listening and looking at what's going on and has decided to make this point today, and I think it is a very good point.